What's going on, everybody? So I'm going to be making a little video here on Nofap and basically my experience on it thus far and what got me into it a little bit, just so that there's some insight provided for my people out there. So one of the things that I want to focus on is just being able to help people in the Nofap community, so that way they're able to start getting themselves a little bit more opened up, a little bit less anxious overall, start talking to women more. I see that there is a trend of people in the Nofap community who have a difficult time speaking to girls, and that's why a lot of people are highly addicted to pornography to begin with, and over a long period of time their brain has been focused very hard on watching porn, and there's a lot of negative effects on that. Now, for me personally, I started doing Nofap about little bit over 2 years ago, a little bit more than 2 years ago. The reason why I started was because of just some situations that I've had with girls, and I read online that a huge problem with guys when it comes to like having sex is that they watch too much pornography. So I'm gonna turn my air conditioner on a little bit. It's hot here. I'm in Long Island, New York. So basically I started it out and I went like 120 days and I felt really good. I went 120 days with no pornography. I was reading books. I started taking cold showers. I was meditating. It was a huge change for me. And at the end of the 120 days, I then started to realize that I was able to speak to girls on a way better level, and that girls started to become way more attracted to me. Now, in the past, before I started doing Nofap, I would get friend-zoned all the time. I would basically have such a difficult time speaking to girls. I would act very feminine. I was not very passionate about what it is that I do now. Right now, I am a health and fitness coach who transforms people's lives through decreasing their anxiety and helping them get into shape. And, before I didn't really have that purpose. In fact, most of the time I was just worried about chicks all the time and getting with girls on a more frequent basis. All I could really think about was sex. The problem is that my mind was at a different type of sex, because porn isn't real. There's a false reality to it. So that's why a lot of you guys that watch porn, when you go in to talk to another girl or you go in to have sex with another girl, you have problems like getting it up, you have problems talking, you have problems socializing and connecting with real human beings. And that is where the real problem of pornography comes from. Anyway, what happened was, over the past year and a half, I started to experiment with fapping and pornography to see the effects of it. I started to, there was some relapse going on. It was kind of like a conscious relapse, because I was more so curious about the effect rather than feeling the need to watch porn. I started to experiment. What happens if you do it once a week? What happens if you do it once every 2 weeks? What happens if you do it once a month? What happens if you do it twice a week? Were there times that it was full-on relapse? Yeah, but a lot of it was for like a little bit of like scientific research, we could call it. But on the real, I definitely wish that I quit a little bit earlier, but here we are now. Right now I am 7 weeks, right? Yes, 7 weeks on Nofap now. Immediate things that I notice: way more energy, way more motivated, way more of a connection with women, for 100%. I've been able to actually like talk to and hook up with girls now, and that's a huge thing. And I know that a lot of you guys that are struggling with Nofap, the reason why it's very often that you guys relapse is because you guys don't know how to connect with women. So Nofap and doing Nofap is a good thing. But you have to understand that not watching porn is not the all end all be all. You have to replace the habit with other things. That's why people have a hard time staying on. Wink, wink. Not really. Look, if you want to stay hardcore on your Nofap journey, you have to focus a little bit less on the Nofap part. You need habits that actually make you feel good, okay? When you watch porn, yes, it's great at first, but afterwards, you feel like shit. You feel gross, you feel disgusting, and I know exactly what that feeling is like. If you want to be able to talk to girls and connect to girls, you want to be able to start sleeping with women, you want to be able to get out of your shell, you want to be able to have less social anxiety overall, okay? You definitely want to start your Nofap journey. Whether you've started already or that you've been on the path for a while, there are a few things that you want to keep in mind when it comes to staying consistent on your Nofap. There are probably 3 things that you definitely 100% should be doing. 1, some form of exercise. You've got to be working out. For me, when I started Nofap, I was already working out. But for many of you guys, I know that there is a struggle with that and that you guys don't really know how to work out. So getting yourself in shape is huge, because that's going to be a self-motivator, and that's going to help you just become more attractive to girls anyway, which is why most people start Nofap, is because they want to feel more motivated, they want to get more money, they want to do better in their career, they want to do better with girls. So it all kind of starts in with the way that you look, because the way that you look reflects the way that you feel on a health aspect and also a confidence aspect. If you want to have the highest level of confidence possible, you've got to be in the best shape possible. Now, I can go into more detail with that, but I want you to lay down some fitness questions in the comments below. In the description, I have a few helpful links for some fat loss training, some muscle building training, and the only 5 exercises that you need to build muscle and lose fat. So feel free to check that out. Feel free to join my strength and confidence group, also link in the description. But exercise is going to be one of the most important things. Number 2, you want to start getting your mind right with meditation. Now, there's a couple of different ways that you can start meditating. You can use an app like Headspace or Calm. I prefer Headspace. You get a free 10-day trial. Just Google Headspace. You could also just play meditation music. There's guided meditations all on YouTube. You want to start getting into meditation. If you guys want, I can go more into detail about meditation in another video, but comment down below if you want to see that. The third thing that is really important is that you have to start being able to connect with other people. You've got to work on your communication skills. You've got to work on the social anxiety and decreasing that. How do you decrease it? Look, there's a lot of different ways that you can decrease anxiety overall and get yourself to grow a pair of nuts. Take cold showers, work out hard, force yourself to do uncomfortable things, have uncomfortable conversations, do things that are uncomfortable, go for mile runs, go for PRs in the gym, start doing MMA, do something that is uncomfortable that requires you to discipline yourself to do it. It is the only way that you're going to get yourself out of this whole Nofap hole. If you want to stay consistent on Nofap and you want to start getting girls and you want to start building a rotation of women and that you can actually talk to them, whether you want a girlfriend or you want a rotation, it doesn't matter. You have to have the communication skills to connect with women. And a lot of that is in the background work. You got to be able to get yourself in shape. You got to feel good about yourself. You got to feel energetic. You got to feel like you want to connect to people. That's the only way that you're going to be able to do that. So anyway, I just wanted to make that introduction video here. We can go way more into detail. Leave some comments down below. If you guys are curious more about my journey, I can go over that. I just wanted to get something introduced, so here we are now. Let's all ride, our brothers. I appreciate you guys. I'm really glad that I'm on this journey now, and I'm really here fully dedicated to help you guys. So let's rock and roll, baby.